with Dave, the owner of the Harbourfront Kayak and Canoe Centre. Dave, how are you doing today?
Doing wonderful. Yeah, welcome down.
It's a great day for kayaking and canoeing, obviously. It's a little rainy, but we got a beautiful view of the skyline. So, tell us why you decided to start this business.
Well, in actual fact, I didn't start it. I've been here 25 years, of course. So it's been a long time. I've seen a lot of changes down here, but a fellow named Steve McGee and his family, he started it about 35 years ago. So it's been established here for a long, long time.
And although this place is called the Harbourfront Kayak and Canoe, you offer so many different types of activities here. Can you talk about some of those?
Sure. We actually do teach lessons. We do rentals of the canoeing and the kayaking, as well as paddle boarding, so SUPs, stand-up paddle boards. But we also have the big Voyageur canoes, so we can get like 17 people and a guide into those and go paddling out through the islands, which is very historical. And we have tours as well. Like for instance, on Thursday, Friday nights, I go out and paddle with a whole bunch of other kayakers. We call them social paddles. And we do that quite a bit. We have tandem kayak tours. We do all sorts of things. Kids camp down here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So many activities for people to choose from, obviously. So that's wonderful. This is one of the most scenic places to get out on the water here. Obviously, you have a beautiful view of the Toronto skyline. What else makes this place such a great place to go canoeing and kayaking?
Well, when you think about it, when you think about all over the world, there's not a lot of cities that actually has like 13 islands sitting right in front of them within a kilometer paddle from the city. And so the nature out there is beautiful. All sorts of different types of birds, about 250 species of birds use the Toronto Islands, and you never know what you're going to see.
For someone who doesn't really have a lot of upper body strength, a fear I have is getting on a canoe or kayak and floating away with the current. Is that something I should be worried about at all, or?
No, especially since I'm going out with you today. So I'll be giving you a few little tips, tips as in tips, not tips, okay? But we'll get you out there and I'll show you how to paddle a little bit more efficiently. And a lot of people, like you say, they're a little worried about how much upper body strength they need, and so they pull all the time. And in actual fact, when you're kayaking, you just push away gently with your upper hand, and that makes paddling so much easier. Yeah.
So you did mention something about tipping. If I'm on a date or I'm looking good and I want to get out on one of these things, what's the likelihood of me falling into the water?
I think we've had maybe about 4 or 5 tips into the water all summer. So considering we do thousands and thousands of people, guests down here go paddling and have a great time, the chances of tipping in are very, very slim. And also, we always ask people on the phones and in our rentals whether or not they've got experience ahead of time for solo kayaking. And if they don't, then we recommend the tandem kayaks. So the 2-person kayaks are the ones that are a little wider, longer, they're more stable in the water.
All right, so I'm ready to get on the water, but before we do that, we have some safety things to go over. So we are here with Kieran, who is a part of the dock crew today, and he's gonna walk me through some of the supplies we need. Kieran, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Cool. So walk me through the basics. What do we have to do here today?
So we'll start off by getting you in one of our PFDs here. So we've got all different kinds, but this one's probably one of our better ones.
So with something like this, is there sizing for kids? Is there sizing for adults as well?
Yeah, so we have kid and adult ones. Basically, all the adult ones are one size fits all, where they're all adjustable by straps. So we give it to them and then we try and get them to kind of play around with the straps like the ones you have there.
On my tippy toes, but it looks like it works. Okay, great.
And finally, I'll just give you one of our maps. So we've got our little map of the islands here that shows everywhere in the harbor area. And then it also has our emergency phone number, which we give everyone before they go out.
So the plan today is that we're paddling all the way to the island and back? Okay.
I've done it for a really long time, just working with different camps and working here for a while. I just really like the kind of experience of being out there and active and being out in the nice weather and on the water. It's just a really unique experience that you can get in the city. So.
COVID-19 has obviously impacted all of us. How have you had to change your business format, and how are you ensuring people are kept safe during this time?
Actually, the COVID safety protocol that we put into place, we're actually going to use it even after COVID is finished because we've enjoyed it so much. So now one of the office people go outside and we set up a table with a little plexiglass there, and they've really enjoyed it. It's underneath a nice shady tree and they just love being outside, so we're going to continue that. We set up little orange cones every 6 feet apart for people lining up, and we do that as well down here where the life jacket racks are and everything. In general, I think people that come paddling are pretty laid-back people to start with. So they aren't in a rush. They're into the peace, the solitude, the grandeur of nature, you know, seeing God's handiwork. And so it's just wonderful, the guests that we get down here.
Lori here has been paddling here since 2012, which is
right.
incredible. It's been a long time. Why do you keep coming here?
Well, it's partly because of the community that Dave has built at Harbourfront. I paddle with folks that I've been paddling with since 2012. We stay in touch on a regular basis. I live in Wasaga Beach now. Shortly after I retired, we moved up to Wasaga Beach. And I come down here at least once a week to paddle with my buddies. And these are all buddies that came out of the Harbourfront community.
If you're new, go with someone experienced. If you have a chance at another time, take a course, because then you'll feel really comfortable on the water. But really listen to what he tells you and relax in your boat.
Okay.
The boat wants to float.
The boat wants to float.
The boat wants to float. So just relax and, you know, paddle the way he tells you, and you'll have a great time.
You've obviously been here for 25 years, so you must love working here. What is your favorite part about being on the water?
Yeah, for me, I can see God in nature. I can just relax a lot more. I see a lot of other people that come out on the paddles with me. They're just so relaxed when they're out there. They don't hear any city. It's all nature, birds and stuff like that. So it's just wonderful to slow people's life down. You're within 1 kilometer of the city, so you're still within the city, but it makes you feel like you're miles and miles away.
If you want to hop in a kayak and check out a part of the city you might not have seen before, go to paddletoronto.com.